Hello, I'm Don Mitchell. Do you enjoy solving ironic mysteries? Well, I do. And one of my favorite ones involves something I've been involved in for many, many years, which is helping students enter one of the top law schools in the United States. Why did I become interested in that? Well, I happen to have attended one. I'm a graduate of Harvard Law School, enjoyed the experience, and have been pleased to have been an attorney for almost 50 years. In looking back at this, though, one of the big hurdles that students often have is something called the LSAT. And the mysterious irony is that many students who earn virtually straight A's in college in difficult majors, when taking the LSAT, instead of getting 95, 96, 97% of the questions right, they get somewhere between 35 and 55% right. So what's going on? Well, each case is different, but let me outline just a few of the things that can go wrong. First of all, many people take courses to do well in the LSAT, and many of them report that they don't improve after taking the courses. Why might that be the case? Well, many of the courses are actually designed to help people who get almost, a bottom score, 120 on the LSAT, you get up to an average score of around 150. So if your goal is to actually score in the 170s, those courses aren't going to help. Second thing is most of those courses are built around the notion of being a visual learner who's very good at identifying patterns without any further help. If you instead you like to talk about things or you like to move your body and do things while you're trying to solve problems, those courses aren't going to help. Beyond that, there's a second major reason, which is that many college majors uh, require methods to succeed that have almost nothing to do with the skills required to do well on the LSAT. For instance, if you are a physics major, you have to be able to work with complex calculations. Well, there are no calculations in the LSAT. If you're a history major, you build up a great picture of a generalization from many facts. The LSAT doesn't work like that either. Or perhaps you're a ballerina. Well, again, it has nothing to do with dancing. And that great practice and moving your body just doesn't translate into solving a logic puzzle. Third, I think most people don't really understand what law is all about. So in approaching the LSAT, they don't realize that it's intended to simulate what's going on in law. And the key point I'd like to make here is in law, lawyers are expected to follow the rules and expected to help their clients follow the rules. So if we use the kind of imagination that an English literature major might use to write a better paper, we then will go beyond the rules and we'll come up with a wrong answer. Now, imagine you have a client who's about to go bankrupt. His or her spouse is about to file for divorce, and there is a contract out by a hitman who wants to kill the person. Well, obviously, if you make a mistake in trying to defend such a person, it can be pretty painful for the client. So let's talk about the three parts of the LSAT and what they simulate. Well, the reading comprehension isn't really reading comprehension. It's really about identifying the logic of the argument and being able to answer questions that identify that you understand the logic. What's that related to? Well, in law, you have to read the law or you have to read judicial opinions. If you miss the key part of the logic, you'll misunderstand what the point is. Another part is logical reasoning. In logical reasoning, we are really, in many cases, looking to find errors or ways to improve arguments. And in doing so, we're really talking about what goes on in writing a contract, negotiating a deal with someone else, or checking out whether a will has been done accurately. Because if there are logical errors there, then they're going to be harmful. And then finally, we get into something called analytical reasoning, what many people call games. Well, games are simply a lot like working with regulations, whether they be from the Internal Revenue Service or some the Department of Transportation or the FCC. And if we don't follow the regulations, then again, our clients get in trouble. And they often have pretty obscure rules that are really hard to follow. And we have to quickly be sure we can understand those rules and give good advice. So if you're having trouble in any of these areas, I'd be glad to answer your questions, and I encourage you to get in touch with me. I offer services in this area if you actually want to hire me, but I'll be glad to answer simple questions at no cost. You can reach me at ask, Don, D-O-N, Mitchell, M-I-T-C-H-E-L-L, at yahoo.com. So that's askdonmitchell at yahoo.com. And I look forward to hearing from you. For the meantime, I hope that you'll make great progress in getting to the law school where you can advance justice with mercy and kindness and help our world be a better place. For the meantime, may God bless you, your family, and all you do in the name of Jesus. Goodbye for now. Take care.